Hi everyone, it's me Teacher Jay and welcome to another episode of Learning. So ang topic po natin ngayon is angle of elevation and angle of depression. So ang gagawin natin ngayon guys ay we are going to illustrate angle of elevation and angle of depression and how to solve problems involving angle of elevation and angle of depression. So basically guys, dapat alam nyo po dito yung mga trigonometric ratios. Kagaya ng sine, cosine, and tangent. Kasi i-apply po natin yun to solve problems involving angle of elevation and angle of depression. So, let's get started. So, ang gagawin muna natin ngayon is define muna natin yung angle of elevation and angle of depression. So, when we say line of sight, is an imaginary line that connects the eye of an observer to the object being observed. So, kagaya niyan, for example, ay nakatingin tayo sa taas, yung line of sight, ito yung sinasabi nating line of sight. Okay? Then, angle of elevation. Angle of elevation is the angle from the horizontal line to the line of sight of the observer to the object above. So, ito yung sinasabi nating line of sight above the observer. So, ibig sabihin, kapag angle of elevation, parang nakatingin tayo sa taas. Okay? Ito yung horizontal line of sight. Again, this is our horizontal line of sight. And this is the line of sight above the observer. So, ito yung angle of elevation na sinasabi. Okay? Again, this is the angle of elevation. Angle of elevation yan kasi nakatingin tayo sa taas. Ito yung line of sight natin. Ito yung horizontal line of sight. Next, angle of depression is the angle from the horizontal line to the line of sight of the observer to the object below. So, dito naman sa angle of depression, nakatingin tayo sa baba. Okay? Ito yung observer and then nakatingin tayo sa baba. Okay? Or tinitignan tayo, may tinitignan tayong object sa baba. Okay? So, ito yung horizontal line of sight again. And then, ito yung line of sight below the observer. So, yung angle of depression dyan, ito yung angle of depression. Okay? So, ito yung illustration ng angle of elevation and angle of depression. So, this time, identify natin itong picture na ito kung angle of elevation or depression. So, ito yung observer natin. Tapos, nakatingin siya sa taas. This is the line of sight above the observer, and this is the horizontal line of sight. So this is an example of angle of elevation. Okay, yung angle dyan, ito yung angle natin. Next, this one. Okay, so based from this picture, this is an example of angle of depression. So ito yung angle dyan. Okay, so yung observer natin, nasa taas, tapos tinitingnan niya sa baba. Okay? And then, this is our line of sight below the observer. And then, this is the horizontal line of sight. So, yung angle dyan ay dito. Next, this one, ito yung observer natin. And then, may tinitingnan siya sa taas, o yung tinitingnan yung height ng ating tower. So, this is the line of sight above the observer. And this is the horizontal line of sight. So, this is an example of angle of elevation. So, elevation po yan. Okay, this is an angle of elevation. Next, this one. This is an example of angle of depression. So, that is on how to identify kung angle of elevation ba siya or angle of depression. So, proceed tayo sa solving problems involving angle of depression and angle of elevation. So, look at this figure. We have right triangle ACB. Okay? And then, angle B is 46 degrees. And then, side B or side AC is 18 units. And then, we are asked to find side CB or that is X. So, dapat alam natin kung anong ratios or trigonometric ratio ang gagamitin natin dito. Since ang hahanapin natin is yung adjacent. Okay, kasi nandito yung reference angle natin. Tapos opposite side of this angle, that is 18. And then our adjacent is yung x. So that is tangent theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. Okay, yun yung sinasabi nating TOA. So, ang theta natin is 46 degrees. So we have tangent 46 degrees is equal to yung opposite to that angle, that is 18, all over adjacent, that is x. Then, cross multiply natin yan. So this is x times tangent 46 degrees, that is x times tangent 46 degrees is equal to 18 times 1, that is 18. Okay? And then divide both sides of the equation by tangent 46 degrees. Okay, and then so cancel natin yan. X now is equal to 18 over tangent 46 degrees. So using your calculator, i-type nyo lang 18 divided by tangent 46 degrees. So the value of x is 17.38 units. So ang kinuha ko dito, 2 decimal places ang kinuha ko. Okay? That is on how to solve problems involving angle of elevation and depression. So this illustration po is under angle of elevation. Okay? Let's have another example. A tower is 15.24 meters. At a certain distance away from the tower, an observer determines that the angle of elevation to the top of it is 41 degrees. How far is the observer from the base of the tower? Again, this is the tower. Ang height niya is 15.24 meters. And then, yung observer daw natin, this is the observer po. Ito yung line of sight niya. And this is the horizontal line of sight. Okay? And then sabi niya, an observer determines that the angle of elevation to the top of it is 41 degrees. So, 41 degrees yung nandito. Okay? How far is the observer from the base of the tower? So, ang hinahanap yung distance ng observer to the base of the tower. Ito yung hinahanap. Let's say this is x. Okay? Ang gagamitin nating trigonometric ratio ay yung tangent. Okay? Kasi given yung opposite, tapos ang hanapin natin dito ay yung adjacent. Okay? So, this is tangent 41 degrees is equal to yung opposite natin, which is 15.24 divided by x. And then cross multiplication, we have x times tangent 41 degrees is equal to 15.24. Then divide both sides of the equation by tangent 41 degrees and then cancel this one. X now is equal to 15.24 divided by tangent 41 degrees. Then, using your calculator, i-type nyo lang 15.24 divided by tangent 41 degrees. Ang sagot dyan ay 17.53. So, yung value ng x natin is 17.53. Therefore, 17.53 meters away from the base of the tower to the observer. Okay, let's have example number 3. An airplane is flying at a height of 4 kilometers above the ground. The distance along the ground from the airplane to the airport is 6 kilometers. What is the angle of depression from the plane to the airport? So, ang hinahanap dito is yung angle of depression, yung mismong angle. So, ito yung airplane natin, ito yung airport. Sabi diyan, height is 4 kilometers above the ground, yung ating plane. Ayan, and then, the distance along the ground from the plane to the airport is 6 kilometers. So, ito yung 6 kilometers po natin. Again, distance along the ground from the plane to the airport is 6 kilometers. So, yung line of sight or horizontal line of sight ng plane ay ito. Okay? This is the horizontal line of sight. And then, ito yung line of sight from airplane to the object or to the airport. Okay? And then, kung 6 kilometers yung distance from the airport dun sa ground po from the plane is 6 kilometers, ito rin po ay 6 kilometers. Okay? 6 kilometers din po yan, they are equal. And then, yung height din po neto, yung the distance along the ground from the plane, ay yung height ng plane above the ground is 4 kilometers. Ito rin po ay 4 kilometers kasi they are equal. So, parang sa ano lang po yan, sa rectangle. Okay? So, ang hinahanap dito, itong angle na ito. Okay? Kasi what is the angle of depression from the airplane to the airport? So, ito yung hinahanap natin. So, right triangle pa rin siya. Okay? Kasi this is a rectangle. So, right angle pa rin po ito. So, since this is our reference angle, that is theta, ito yung hahanapin natin. So, opposite side of this angle, that is 4. And then, adjacent side is 6 kilometers. So, ang gagamitin nating trigonometric ratio is tangent, o yung TOA. Tangent theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. Okay? Para makuha natin yung theta or yung reference angle natin. So, tangent theta is equal to 4 over 6. So, this is not our final answer kasi ang hahanapin natin yung mismong angle o that is theta. Okay? So, ang gagawin natin lang using your calculator, pwede nyong i-type or press shift, tapos pindutin yung tan. Ang lalabas is tan raised to negative 1. And then, just press o type 4 over 6. Okay? And then, just press equal sign. Theta now is equal to 33.69 degrees. So, ito yung lalabas sa calculator ninyo, 33.69 degrees. So, pwede rin namang to solve for this one, pwede nyong i-divide muna yan, yung 4 divided by 6. Tapos, ang gagawin nyo ulit ay using your calculator, press nyo lang po yung press shift, tapos tan. So, ang lalabas ay ito, tan raised to negative 1. So, press nyo po yung sagot po nito, yung quotient po niyan. Okay, same answer lang din po yung makukuha po ninyo, which is 33.69 degrees. So, theta now is equal to 33.69 degrees. So, if you have questions or clarifications, just type lang po yung question nyo sa ating comment section. Keep safe and God bless.